Welcome to Showcase Richmond. I'm Amy Carter. Powell Orthotics and Prosthetics provides freedom for their patients and helps them achieve personal goals through spirit, support, and science. And here to tell us more are two Powell Orthotics and Prosthetics employees, Scotty Poindexter and Joe Sullivan. Great to have you guys on the show with me today.
Thank you for having us.
Yes.
Thank you.
And Scotty, I'll start with you. Why are you so passionate about helping amputees?
Well, I became an amputee at a very early age, 15, due to a car accident, and learning how to walk all over again, being in crowds, was still in school. You know, you have falls and it can be embarrassing, and I just want to make that easier for our patients, if it's possible, you know, that transition.
Yeah.
So.
And the fact that you have personal experience.
Yeah, I live it every day.
Yeah. Wow. And Joe, what makes you so passionate?
I lost my leg to cancer when I was 6 months old, so being an amputee through my life has been important to bring my experiences to all my patients. I think it's important to not only give them the process where they can live their lives again, give them the activities that they want to do, but also be able to give them the opportunity to, you know, reach higher goals than they may have been able to reach prior. And growing up with a device in the 80s, there wasn't a lot going on there, so the technology's really changed, and being able to give them comfort and, you know, high activity is important.
Definitely so. And Scotty, how important is it for people to seek, you know, a second opinion if they have an uncomfortable prosthesis?
I'd say it's very, very important. In fact, that's kind of how I came to see Joe, was a second opinion. I was working in a different company at the time as a tech and was having some difficulties, fit issues, and I came over to see Joe, and lo and behold, I ended up getting a job. They needed a tech, and I joke around with Michael and Joe all the time, you know, saying that this is the true body shop. You know, if you're gonna take your car somewhere else to get it fixed, you should do the same with your leg.
Wow.
So.
That's a good analogy. And Joe, what are some of the major technical advances that you have seen over the years? You mentioned, you know, it's been a lot since the 80s.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up with a prosthetic that was a wood foot with foam, a hard socket, which is what you put your leg into, and a wool sock. Wow. And the comfort I always equated to those Dutch wood shoes. I can imagine someone trying to run a marathon with those on, but we had to make do. And now, you know, gel materials, offering more comfort to the patient, more cut down on shear forces on the skin, and then the carbon materials and composites giving more energy return. So they can have the mobility and, you know, higher activities if they want to, which is very important.
And what can people expect when they come into Powell?
You know, we've always, Mr. Powell, I remember coming as a kid, and it's a family-run company back then. And I think everyone needs to understand that we're there to take care of them. And I think it's important that we spend all the time we need to make sure they're taken care of. And I think that's where, as practitioners and our staff, we want to make sure that we're going to take all the information for the patient, sit down with them. Sometimes we sit and talk more than we actually do anything. Yeah. But we are there for them in the mentoring aspect of it, to be there. And that's why I thought it was so important when we took the company over to have amputees on staff, because a lot of our patients want to work with another amputee that lives it every day.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. And Scott, what's the best way for folks to get in touch if they want to start the process?
I would say, you know, most everybody has a cell phone nowadays, so just go online and look up our company, powellomp.com, and just give us a call the old-fashioned way if you need to, or even walk in. Walk-ins are welcome as well.
Awesome. And thank you all both so much for joining me. We want to put some contact information on the screen so folks can reach out to Powell. So you can reach them online, powellomp.com, or give them a call, 804-649-9043.